What would a Karen do when their attempt to break the law fails? They think they can do it without facing any consequences. Imagine being so full of yourself that you'd go to any length to make a quick buck. In today's video, we're going to meet some of these Karens who think they're untouchable. Let's get into it. On October the 17th, 2022 in Florida, a woman walked into a bank like any other person would. People usually carry their IDs into banks, and so did she, only it wasn't exactly her ID that she carried with her. She tried to withdraw $4,200 armed with nothing but a flimsy ID and the last 4 digits of an account that had been compromised long ago. The bank had already flagged her account as fraudulent, and her real account had been closed, replaced by a new one that she knew nothing about.
Yeah, she knows. And this is the ID. We already spoke to the real customer, and she's in PA.
So what she's trying to do,
She's trying to withdraw $4,000 out of her account.
So how's she trying to do that? She has an ATM?
No, she has the last 4 numbers of an account that was already compromised. So back office already know that there's something going on. So they probably already were able to withdraw money. Yeah.
Oh, she's already?
Yeah. No, not today, because the customer had to open a new account. So the account that she has, the last 4 numbers of the account that she has, it's already been closed, and a new account was open. So she don't know that a new account was open, but she's trying to take money.
So do you guys know if she was the one that withdrew the
I'm not sure.
Now, she had no idea about any of this. She was convinced that her entitled attitude would override any bank policies or laws. Classic Karen behaviour. She was on her way out of the bank when an officer stopped her. Right off the bat, you can tell that something's off about her. The way she carries herself, the unease in her eyes, everything screams that she's hiding something.
No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna stand over there, please.
I literally have to tell my ride.
Stand over there. I'm not gonna tell you to please stand over there.
The police officer escorted her out of the bank, probably to avoid making a scene in front of everyone. Once outside, she's led to the parking lot where several officers are already waiting. They know exactly what she's up to, it's just a matter of time before she cracks and admits the truth. But this woman, she's more stubborn than they anticipated. No matter how they press her, she sticks to her story, clinging to her lies. When asked if the ID she's carrying is really hers, she doesn't flinch, insisting that it is. The officer then asks where she got the ID from, and with a smug grin she replies, "From home."
Okay, where'd you get your ID?
Back home?
We're back.
She's clearly mocking them, thinking that she's outsmarted everyone. What she doesn't realise is that the officers are already one step ahead. They'd already run a background check, and while all of the details on the ID matched, there was one major difference: the photo. She was hoping that she'd slip through the cracks, but it was clear now that she was never going to get away with this. Despite her insisting that her ID was legitimate, a phone call to the real account holder revealed her information had been stolen. The officers explained the situation to her, catching her right in the middle of her lies.
The actual customer is in PA.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I mean?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. I'm talking to them right now. This is the 3rd time that she has been trying to. Right now, Jonathan, are you on the phone?
Hey, what's going on? Who's this individual here?
Another crazy thing is that she insists on not speaking anymore unless there's a lawyer present. She clearly knew that the game was up.
I feel like something's definitely wrong right now, and I just don't. I need to talk to an attorney, evidently, because I don't understand.
I mean,
The officers showed her that the hologram on her ID was flawed, a common sign of a fake. She wasn't from Pennsylvania like she claimed, and the ID wasn't hers.
I can tell you this is a fake ID. I'll show you how. See, we thought you printed a good ID, except for the hologram showed up as a real print on your picture.
The officer made it clear that playing games with false information would only add more trouble, specifically a felony charge. He stressed that she had a chance to get things right then and there, but if she chose to keep up the lies, she'd be facing additional charges on top of whatever she was already dealing with.
We run it, and that's the picture that comes up. From the state of Pennsylvania. That's not you. That is 1000% not you.
Okay. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Panic was evident on her face as she understood the depth of the situation. She insisted that she didn't want any extra charges at all. She just wanted to know what she needed to do to avoid any further complications. The officer was firm, explaining that if she didn't positively identify herself, she'd be taken to jail. There, she'd be booked under a generic name and held until a real identity was confirmed, which could take a year or more.
Presenting false information, that's another charge. Separate from what happened in there. So you have another charge added. So
I'm not trying to have anything added on
we
anything.
can go back and forth with this all day, but that's gonna be an extra charge and it's a felony. So I'm letting you know right now. So whatever game if you wanna play, it is what it is. So if you wanna add an extra charge to what you already have in there, that's up to you. All right, we could be here all day.
I don't want an extra charge of any kind. I don't want any charge.
Okay, so are you ready to identify yourself? Positively identify yourself. Or you want us to keep on, because we're gonna take you to county jail.
Okay.
This is what's gonna happen. When you get there, we're gonna book you as a Jendo.
At this point, it was her choice: provide accurate information now or face extended detention. An officer notices something on Karen's phone. She was on a call the entire time. She tried to explain a situation, saying that she was just trying to let a friend know that she was being detained. Her friend was on the phone, but only for the last 30 minutes and wasn't really involved.
Just trying to let them know so they can hear that people.
Who's that?
Literally my person.
The person?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Start walking over there.
That's what I say for my boyfriend. It's not.
Your boyfriend's your person?
Yeah, my person.
The officer, however, wasn't convinced. He made it clear that whether she provided a real name now or not, the process would move forward. There was no time for further delays.
So you want to give me your real name?
I didn't. Listen, you don't understand. You don't know
Keep on
me.
What's your real name?
Christina.
Christine?
Christina.
Do you have a Florida ID?
At the moment, I don't have a photo.
What do you have to identify who you are?
I'm in the process of getting one, sir. I do not
What have you had in the past to identify who you are?
I've had an ID in the past, but my license has been suspended.
That's fine.
Yeah,
What kind? From where?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
This Karen had nowhere to turn at this point. She finally gave in, stating her real name was Christina. When asked if she had a Florida ID, she admitted that she didn't. Her license was suspended and she was in the process of getting a new one. She mentioned she had an ID from Georgia before. Isn't it crazy the lengths to which these Karens go to deceive others? Imagine walking down a busy street only to be stopped by someone who's not just asking for a handout but using a tragic story to guilt you into giving. That's exactly what happened on December the 9th, 2022 in Florida. Deputies were called to deal with a group of people in vests who were standing in traffic and asking for money. Their story was that they were raising funds for a young woman's funeral. Now, who would say no to that? This is the perfect story that anyone would fall for. They even included a picture of a young girl on the sign that they were holding.
How many of you are out here? 4? Okay. Do you have a way of calling them so they can all come here so I can tell them the same thing?
3 days earlier. Now, here's the thing. This woman was trying really hard to pretend not to know English. She claims to be from Romania but didn't speak to her sons in the language. Something just didn't add up.
Your face is on any video
I
we
recognize you from last time I talked to you and your 2 sons.
In Jacksonville,
Here,
here.
on the other side. Yes.
No, I swear it's
You swear?
yeah.
You're gonna swear to God? Really?
Well,
That's a shame. You should be ashamed of yourself.
it's the
You should be
first
ashamed of
time-
yourself trying to do this in front of your 2 kids.
It's first times.
No, it's not.
The officer's tone grew stern as she pointed out the seriousness of her actions. She made it clear that her lies were putting her kids in real danger, and what she was doing wasn't just wrong, it was illegal. It was clear that the officer wasn't going to overlook this. After the confrontation, the woman was arrested for child neglect, fraud, obstruction of public streets, and providing false information to law enforcement. Her children were taken into the custody of Child Services. Next up, we have some shoplifters. On October the 16th, 2021, Florida officers were called to a local Walmart after reports of 3 women shoplifting. When the officer approached them outside, he immediately questioned why they'd taken off instead of staying when approached by Walmart security. One of the women, clearly shocked, tried to explain that she'd offered to go back through the checkout line to get a receipt. But when security said they were calling the cops, she panicked and left the cart behind. The women were obviously nervous, especially when one of them admitted to just having been arrested recently. Meanwhile, her accomplice was finishing up at the checkout, and once she was done, the 2 of them, along with a 3rd woman, made their way towards the exit, each playing their part. It turns out that all 3 were actively involved in bagging the items. The officer announced that all 3 were under arrest for shoplifting. That's the end of the video. Hit the subscribe button, stay connected with us. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.